Hey, what's up everybody? It's Coach Miller coming back at you from the garage gym. Can you believe we are starting week 7 of the Corona Files? That's right, week 7. And I gotta tell a quick story here before we get into the workouts. On Friday, I had to run back to campus. I had to run back to Malvern's campus to pick up some things. I'm gonna be working on a project over the next few weeks here since we're not getting back to school. And even though it was a dark and dreary day with lots of rain, Malvern's campus couldn't have looked any better. The grass is green, that new sod they planted in right by the quad there, all the furniture was out, everything looked awesome. I walked into the one school building to pick up my materials and it was just pure silence. And it was very discouraging, I gotta tell you. I'm used to walking in those school buildings and hearing voices and laughter and talking, cooperation, all that stuff that you like to hear at school, and it was just sad to not hear it. If you're anything like me, you're probably starting to get a little bit of the Corona blues. I know I'm getting tired of being stuck at home. The rain outside definitely doesn't help, but the one thing that's gonna help get us through this, I believe anyway, is fitness. Coming out here, make these videos every day, getting the workout in myself, doing a little bit of extra stuff, playing with my kids, that keeps me going, and I think it will for you too. So without further ado, let's get into today's workout. And I got some leg work in store for you guys today. All body weight stuff, but I'm gonna put you in some really goofy positions. We're gonna do 3 different exercises. The one's easy. One exercise is an air squat. The first exercise is the body weight leg extension. It's going to be hard for a lot of you, but I have some different ways to scale it, so hopefully you can still get that work in. We're going to do a long lever hinging exercise. It's pretty difficult as well, and I'll give you some potential faults that are going to come about if you do that exercise the wrong way. And then just air squats to finish it up. So let's get to the first exercise, body weight leg extensions. Now, this, you see a typical leg extension machine, so they're not terribly effective unless you're rehabbing an injury. But this body weight leg extension exercise is fantastic because it really loads the quads for one. Number 2, it teaches you some control about the hip. And number 3, it's a great stretch. So if you can't do this, I'll show you a modification. But here's the idea, is you're gonna be up kneeling, get something for your knees, please, a pillow, do it on a carpet, somewhere soft. I got a yoga mat rolled up here, this is working for me. And we're gonna go arms straight out. I think this is easier. And believe it or not, sometimes grabbing a light weight, it's kind of like the one-legged squat, or sometimes if you add a little bit of weight into the front, it actually makes it easier. This is in the same boat, this exercise. So if you want to grab a small dumbbell, that might help you. Make that one of your options. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to try to keep this line here straight. So I got the line of my pants coming up. Pretend I got a line coming right through my shirt here too. And what we're going to do is we're going to stretch back. Make sure we're moving as one piece from the knee to the top of the head. We're going to stretch back as far as you can go and push back up to the top, okay? A lot of you are going to struggle with flexibility of your foot, okay? Try not to sit in here with your toes up. Try to keep your toes flat, laces down, because you're stretching that area as well. Okay, so one more time, we're reaching out here. We're trying to stay in one line, get back as far as you can, and come on back up. If you can't do that, if it's absolutely killing you, okay, we can do kind of sit downs, where you sit down here, see I'm breaking at the hip. I'm sitting down, I'm getting a good stretch, and I'm popping back up. You still have the effect of the exercise, it's just not nearly as intense. So if you want to sub the heel sit for the body weight leg extension, whoa, starting to warm up now, feeling really flexible, okay? Go ahead and do that. You may do that. So you're just doing 5 of those per round, okay? The second exercise is the long lever hinge. So we do the basic hinge exercise. When I teach kettlebell swings, when I teach deadlifting, we're typically doing something like this to learn the hinging movement pattern. But today what I want you to do is grab a rope. Extra resistance is tough with this. You can try it if you want. You do not need a lot. But we're going to go up overhead like this. So if you can see me here in the camera, I got a wide grip on this rope. You can just use a rope. You could use a broomstick. Whatever you want to do, we're going to reach out here, small bend of the knee, and we're going to hinge with straight arms. And just like with the body weight leg extension, we want to keep straight lines, this time from the hip all the way up through the hands, okay? One of the things that is going to happen for some of you is you're going to bend your knees a little bit, and instead of driving your butt back and bowing forward, you're going to collapse through the upper torso, and it's going to kind of look like this. This is way different than this, okay? So we want to keep these lines nice and long. Another possible pitfall for some of you, you're not going to feel it in your hamstrings, you're not going to feel it in the glutes and the lower back if you rock back, if you drop your heels back and your toes are flying up off the ground, okay? Your toes have to stay planted. I would even recommend for some of you, you grab a 2x4, you put your toes up on the 2x4 and try to keep pressure on the balls of your feet, small bend, and that kicks it up a little bit more. When I lift up the balls of my feet onto the 2x4, I get more stretch in my calf muscle. So it actually extends the stress on the posterior chain a little bit. So if you have a 2x4, lift up the balls of your feet. Books would work, small weight plates if you have them. Give that a shot. Okay, so we got 5 reps of the body weight leg extension, 5 reps of the long lever hinge, okay, and then 10 air squats. Okay, that's it. 10 simple air squats. I think I've taught almost all of you how to squat. If you have questions on that, please let me know, but I will not cover it in the video because I expect you guys all to have that down by now. Okay, we're going to do as many rounds of that as possible in 10 minutes. So 5 body weight leg extensions, 5 long lever hinges, 10 air squats. Repeat continuously for a total of 10 minutes. Some of you are going to get a lot of rounds of this, and that's good practice. We're going to get good flexibility work, good mechanics work, and a nice little burn. And most importantly, we're going to ward off some of that stress from being locked up in our houses for this long. All right, everybody. I'll see you again tomorrow. Make sure you're eating right, make sure you're sleeping well, and try to lay off the video games a little bit. All right, everybody, have a good one.